Alright, Jeskai control. Jeskai, for those newer to Magic or not familiar, refers to this color combination you see here in front of you, which is blue, white, and red. This is a tap-out control deck, which means you'll note that we don't really have any counter spells in our deck. The closest thing we have to that is Aether Gust here, which also plays to the board. We have Elspeth Conquers Death and Shatter the Sky to interact with things that get into play. Narset of the Ancient Ways was the build-around request for this deck. Someone asked, could we try and build a control deck focusing around her? One of the things that she does is neat is she draws discards as a source of dealing damage to things. And I felt this paired well with Elspeth Conquers Death here, because Conquers Death picks things back up out of the bin efficiently. So we can use Narset to like discard a Godzilla or a Dream Trawler and then get back one of those cards with Conquer's Death down the line. Be interested to see how we feel against various things, if we feel like being a tap-out control deck is the right approach, or if we find ourselves missing some counter spells. Something someone had asked before we started recording was, how do we feel about Brazen Borrower versus Aether Gust, so we could play Kruga as a companion? I think I want access to other cheap cards out of the sideboard anyways, and I think Aether Gust is just much more powerful on average than Brazen Borrower is. While Brazen Borrower is good at generating tempo, this isn't a tempo deck. We want our cards to 1-for-1 the opponent, and even though with Aether Gust they could put a good card back on top of their library, because they have to actually redraw that card as opposed to just replaying it from their hand, Aether Gust does still 1-for-1 people. Brazen Borrower, when it's not blocking, is frequently a 1-for-0, and we don't really do well at leveraging the tempo that that card generates in a deck like this. Let's go ahead and hop on into some matches here with this one and see how it goes. Narset seems alright. If you had me rank the 3 new Planeswalkers from Ikiora, I think I would rank her as the worst of the 3. I think both Luca and Vivian are a little bit more powerful on average. I think Luca's likely the most powerful of the group. Has anyone submitted Luca Emrakul yet? No, we don't get a lot of Magic Online submissions these days. I did have one submit the new, Mill Reanimator companion as a legacy meme. And I plan to play, I personally added 80 card Kiki Chord to the modern queue. Oh, the discard is May. That's worth noting too here. So you can just like down tick her to draw a card. She can just be divination over 2 turns. Sure. Seems good. Yeah, the Luca deck in Standard was awesome yesterday. We do have a Luca deck. The Luca deck in Standard got re-added to the Standard queue, and there's a Luca deck that got added to the Historic queue. That'll be a build around. Speaking of Doom Depths here. So this is a card that enables some sweet combos. So your starting deck can only contain even costed cards. When it enters the battlefield, each player mills 4 cards. Then you put a creature card with an even converted mana cost from among those onto the battlefield. So the combos with this in older formats is you can put a bunch of clones into your deck, and you clone itself over and over again till you deck out, and then you eventually win the game with Thassa's Oracle. I don't, Nathan. I'll build it. I'll be building it tonight after the stream's done. It'll get added to the deck queue at some point there. Any interest in 80 card Vanafear in Standard? I don't know. I'm open to lots of things. Anything you'd like to submit, as always, please put them through the form on my website. I don't say yes or no to accepting things by you just shouting a deck archetype at me on stream. Okay. Yep. So they hit Spark Double. So they get to Spark Double this. And then they hit a copy of itself, so they get to go again. And then they hit a Thassa, so they get to get Thassa back. So at the end of turn, they blink it, and they get to go again. Alright, and they hit a Spark Double. This is turn 4, right? I have 3 lands in play. Yeah, if your companion doesn't break its own rule. And then they got a Dream Trawler. Alright. I'm gonna suggest that was an above average turn 4. It's pretty good. Pretty good. I am mad. Kinda impressed. Kinda impressed. Yep. Alright, sure. You know, no big deal. I'll put some Mystical Disputes in my deck, chat. I'm gonna put some Mystical Disputes in my deck. Oh, you can play Yarok with it. Oh, if you play Yarok, you can't play it as your companion, though, right? It's worth noting. So you can't, they played it as their companion. They're playing Yarok with it is probably not worthwhile. Yeah, Pioneer gets to play it with a bunch of clones. Does Historic have any clones? Does Historic have any clones? Yeah, you can play Panharmonicon in Pioneer. Yep. Yeah, mirror image doesn't work. It only gets back even costed things, right? Yeah. Clever Impersonator is not historic legal. %1,000% gusting a ramp spell. Vizier of the Many Faces is one we could see once we get the cards from the next set. Once we get Amen Kit cards into the format. Hey, Alacane, thanks for the 5 months. Welcome back. Hey, appreciate the Prime support. Glad you enjoyed the YouTube stuff. Party Bus is a 5, right? So that doesn't work either. Alright, well, you love to see it. Hostage Takers could technically work with it. Yeah. Yeah, Hostage Takers could work with it. I don't know. I feel like it's hard to quantifiably measure that, Wargy. Like, always having access to your combo piece is a big deal. 7, so they need 2 more lands before they can play this through our Mystical Dispute.
Let's slow this down.
Think, then act.
Here we go.
We don't really have a clock here. This is, I like how he talked about how we're a, well, poop. I talked about how we're a tap out control deck and then immediately run into a combo deck where we wish we had counter spells. Alright, sweet. Swing and a miss. You love to see it, chat. I think you have enough clones that you don't need to play Resto Fearburger in Modern. Only if you have clones or a way to kill them, Mega Vega. Yeah, in the larger card pool formats, you can just play a bunch of clones and flip your deck over that way. It's pretty consistent. You don't need things like Resto Angel. So probably just going to cycle the Triome here. Really waiting on a Dream Trawler. Her ultimate isn't even that good, right? You get Emblem whenever you cast a non-creature spell, deal 2 damage to each target. Yeah, I accepted this build around because I wanted to see her in action, but I kind of feel like I'd be surprised if Narset ends up being a playable Planeswalker. I feel like she doesn't quite do enough. The fact that she's 4 mana and doesn't generate card advantage every turn is a big deal. She doesn't have an emblem that wins the game. Her plus is pretty mediocre. Yeah, I think that's comparable, Quaddle. Like, is she better than Royal Scions? I think is a real question you have to ask yourself. And I'm not sure that she is, honestly. Like the Royal Scions ult pretty quickly, and their ult is pretty good.
Enlightenment begins within.
Yes, this card only checks the cards it milled that time. So self-mill does not help. You have to have a high density of the types of cards you would like to mill with it. Yes, yeah. Big agree with the comparison to Scions. Oh, they can get back. They can get back my things. Whale poop. The Trawler last game was mine. I missed that part. That makes sense, though. I mean, if I try and bounce it, chat, they give it hexproof. Yeah, I mean, I guess we're just looking for a shadow, right?
Strike with the cunning mind of the dragon.
There's 2, 3 shatters in my bin. Narset, discard Elspeth, Tef bounce. Well, it'll be hexproof for the rest of the turn. So that line doesn't work. I think we're dead, chat. I mean, Endreach Forerunner is standard legal, right? It doesn't even need to be historic. Hey, I'm glad you like a war game.
Make mistakes.
Yeah, they're nice for sure. All right, so we have one shatter in our deck. Get 2 more draws at it.
Let's try this.
Who's the control deck? We are.
Sorry I'm late. I'll protect you.
Bye, friends. I mean, it wouldn't be. I mean, like you need a good clean sweat, right? It wouldn't be good TV without the sweat there, chat.
Hard that we will meet again.
I know when to concede.
Run! It's Godzilla! Run! It's Godzilla! Go, go, Godzilla. Oh, no. They say he's got to go, 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 Godzilla. Oh, no! Oh, no! Are they about to deck us? Oh, no. That's a card. We are gonna make such a big giant shark too, chat. Brick, don't get a spark double. No whammy, no whammy, no whammy. No whammy, no whammy, no whammy. All right, Thassa lets them go again. Yep. Thassa lets them go again. All right, so we gotta fade. We gotta fade one more time here. How many spark doubles are they through? 1, Oh no, the odds are not, are there 3 spark doubles in 16 cards? Oh no. Oh no. Everybody clench, chat. Everybody clench. Survey says, yes! 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 Oh no, they got our Dream Trawler again! Oh no, not my second Dream Trawler! 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh, that's so brutal, chat. That's so brutal. We were so close! We were so close! I've experienced the entire range of human emotions in this game, chat. It's been quite the ride.
I prefer a peaceful
Yeah, obviously.
fight if I must. Let thoughts flow like river rapids.
Does that do it? Does that do it? So then we get to attack with these? They're not quite dead yet, right? Because they get to jump the 10-10. So they have a redraw next turn then? Shouldn't you have targeted the Trawler? No, because then they keep the Trawler and Thassa stays a creature. We're not even going to win this game, right? Because the Thassa is just going to tap all our stuff.
No, I am not making this up as I go.
There's only 5 cards in my deck, chat. There's only 5 cards in our deck. Oh no. I mean, their deck's certainly good against our do-nothing deck. It's interesting. I wonder what they look like against aggro, right? Like, how do they do... They get to play, like, Ritual Assault? Like, is Ritual Assault and spot removal enough to keep them alive? Is a real question. Oh no! we've been memed. Their deck seems sweet. If their deck is competitive against aggro, it seems like it could be super real. Well, they can't play Cry because Cry is an odd cost card. Yeah, their deck seems real awesome. I'll have to get that up on stream at some point in the future. I feel like if our Narset had been a Royal Scions that game, we probably win that game. Like, if we would have been going up while providing card selection and had an ultimate that was meaningful. Yeah, I kind of feel like this is going to be one of those cards where, like, we try it a couple of times, we end up concluding it's just not good enough. No, I'd be surprised, Tom. I think always having access to your combo piece sounds really, really good. I would be surprised if just playing the card in your main deck is better than having the companion. Like, it's neat that she can be removal in a pinch, I guess, but like... For people asking for opinions on this deck we're currently playing, we played exactly 1 match, and it was against a meme deck that seemed very good against us.
Friend or foe,
And again, like, I just want to sit here...
then act.
Oh, I didn't even have to discard that, right? Ha! Oh, it hurts. Oh, it hurts. Oh, it For people that are new here, I would tell you it's not always like this, but I don't believe in lying, so you know. Oh, that was great. That was great. I'm pleased. Is that better or worse than the octopuses we killed earlier today? What do we think? Better or worse? Ever play Pokemon and see one hurt itself in confusion? Oh, yikes. Can we beat this card? Yeah, that seems pretty unbeatable. No! Oh! I'm done. I'm done. I'm gonna take a do-over. I'm gonna take a do-over. We're gonna take a do-over. This one might be a short standard deck. Might be a short standard deck. Alright, what do we have after this one? Here's Sultai Flash, maybe? Not so very, very fat and dumb game. Very, very fat and dumb game. We did win the game after killing our octopuses. It was great. We were talking about Royal Scions and how she seems worse than Royal Scions, and Royal Scions discard isn't optional. Most of those looting style effects, the discard's not optional. Just muscle memory got us there. Alright, there she is. Let's go. Huh. You know, that's actually a really good interface observation, Storm. That on the cycle cards, the cycle effect is on the right, but on the adventure cards, it's on the left. Alright, so I think I plan to just Shatter the Sky next turn, so I'm not going to play out the Bonecrusher. Although I guess I could have played out the Bonecrusher, because it would make Shatter cantrip. Maybe that's worthwhile, is playing out the Bonecrusher so Shatter can cantrip. The sub-icon to start is a shovel, because the sub-icons tell the glorious tale of a subscriber's progress from serfdom to royal knight in the great land of Hoaglandia in which we all reside. So, opponent, God's willing, not going to protect their creature, but is going to come back to their hands. They're just getting their Scry 1 value in here. So, protection, very confusing mechanic for newer players. It's confusing for older players too, let's be honest. Does not protect from destroy effects. Yeah, I think we're just cycling Shark Typhoon here. Give ourselves the best chance to hit the land drop for next turn. Weird sequencing on the Defiant Strike here. I think I'm going to throw the Shark in front of the Legionnaire here to force them to use the God's Willing. And that way they're tapped out and I can Narset kill the 10th District Legionnaire next turn. I think killing the 10th District Legionnaire is better than playing Dream Trawler. Of course, it requires I discard a Dream Trawler to do it. So it might also just be better. Because, like, again, her -2 actually being removal has a pretty real cost associated with it here, right? And, like, Dreadhorde Arcanist plus Defiant Strike kills Narset next turn. Probably still in an okay spot with Dream Trawler taking things over. Who is the most superior subscriber? I think it's Trey. I think they're 51 or 52 months. There's a few people over 4 years at this point. I think I hold the land for now, so I can use it to protect Dream Trawler. Yeah, her minus seems pretty mediocre. Oh. Oh no. Oh no. I'm in danger. Wait, so this soldier doesn't trigger this the turn it comes into play, right? Right? So this'll trigger her, but this token doesn't, I don't believe. Yeah, it's when non-humans attack. So this token is put into play tapped and attacking, but it's never actually declared as an attacker, so it doesn't trigger her. So they were super aggressive here, and we're gonna get to do a lot to them next turn. We're gonna get to Clarion to clear their dorks out, and we're gonna get to Gust the Joiner. Oh, it gives it indestructible till end of turn. That's fine. So I'm going to lead on Aether Gust here. So they don't know. We want them to make the decision with Aether Gust before they know that their board is dying. So you always want to have your opponent make their decisions with the least amount of information available to them. Watching with the meta commentary that soldiers aren't human. I don't know about that one. It is kind of weird that they depict them as humans in the artwork, but then don't have them as humans on the tokens. Usually that's something that they don't do anymore. Redcap Melee sounds excellent against their Feather / Winona deck. Dragonfire has a window to be good. Clarion sounds fine. Aether Gust seems reasonable. When we're testing a deck out like this, I try to give myself the requirement of you're not allowed to cut the card that the deck's asked to be built around, so we can get a feel for it in a lot of different spots. So I'm gonna leave Narset in here so we can continue to see how she performs. However, I don't really expect her to be very good against an aggro deck. Maybe I should keep that because it's the second white source. Yeah, that's probably the case. Are you ready, chat? Bonecrusher's ready. Get him. Stomp it out. We just cap this. I'm just gonna, let's just Aether Gust them. What kind of deck is Narset good against exactly? I don't know. When I figure that out, I'll let you know. Yeah, it's like her plus doesn't protect herself. Her minus isn't really card advantage. Yeah, I agree, Farron. She doesn't really feel like she checks the boxes you look to check when you're looking for Planeswalkers a lot of the time. I think I let Narset just take this hit here because I want this to fetch bread mana for us. She's an excellent distraction. I said red, I meant white. That's fine. She technically gives us our second white source. Yeah, I have a note to do it, Cody. I didn't get around to it yesterday. It's been a lot of long days. Yeah, you know, honestly, I'm not even sure her design is, like, good enough at 3 mana. Like, if you look at this and you're like, okay, is she playable if she just costs Jeskai? I'm not sure that she is. The Reebok deal is just a short-term thing. The contract was for a week. Varying partnership deals last for varying amounts. Largely unconditional removal. It's not unconditional removal, though. It has a very difficult condition of having specifically costed cards in your hand. Giant shark, do 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 do. Giant shark, do 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 do. Giant shark. Target human you control gets 1/1 and indestructible. Choose one or both. That's a sweet card. This is probably better than the one we play in Historic, right? The one that just gives indestructible. Yeah, that seems good enough.
Let me help you practice.
Thanks, Dylan. We're doing all right here. Christy just had her 30-week doctor's appointment for the new baby. Everything looks good, so we won't be leaving our house for the next Won't be leaving our house for the next 2 or 3 weeks again until our next appointment. Thanks, yep. Yeah, she's due middle to early June. You just heard this on another stream. I'm hurt, Marty. You're watching another stream while you're watching me? Do you even love me anymore? Is our relationship a lie? Did I ever mean anything to you? Hey, Boda, thanks for the 22 months. Welcome back. Yeah, I think that's a good observation. Most of the playable 4-mana planeswalkers generate card advantage. If they don't guarantee generate card advantage while ticking up, they're a little bit more powerful in other things that they do. Interested to see how their Luris deck does against our deck full of a lot of interaction. Opponent's archetype we played against it a couple of times with the Fires deck, and it seemed really powerful. Interested to see how it looks when we're able to pick it apart a little bit more consistently. She's better than Kazminia. I don't actually know if I agree with that. Kazminia generates board presence, which is meaningful. Narset does not. Kazminia has static text. Narset does not. If we redraw a Zilla, we could Zilla early. Probably don't want to with Priest in play, but you know. Hey, Pengu Power, thanks for 11 months. Welcome back. Here's an interesting question. Do we board out Conquer's Death against the Luris deck? Probably not, right? Because they're always going to have a 3-drop, right? I'm gonna ditch Trawler here. We can get it back with Conqueror's Death later. Alright, I would like a land or another Godzilla, please. Alright, we take those. I assume we're gonna see them pay 5 life to draw a card here, just like Great Necessity cost. Really? They didn't want to pay to draw a card against my control deck. That surprises me. Run! It's Godzilla! It's Godzilla! Run! Oh no. They say he's got to go. Go, go, Godzilla. It is inevitable. Death, taxes, and Godzilla, chat. Death, taxes, and Godzilla coming down. Godzilla ain't messing around, chat. We ain't here to mess around. Gotta go right now. Gotta go right now. Yeah, I think the assessment that we have sweepers that will catch lurks anyways probably does mean we trim Conquer's Death. Ender, thanks for the 10 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Maybe I don't need all 4 Aether Gusts. Their deck is mostly black cards. Only a scotch of red. Alright, I built the Soul Type Flash deck in the queue. If you actually look at it, you'll see it's my deck list, Boda. Here's the dirty secret about Shark Typhoon. The hidden mode is the actual mode. The part of this card that you play it for is the bottom 2 lines of text. The top part is the flavor text. You don't actually cast this card. You do not cast the card almost ever. This deck that we're currently playing might actually cast the top part more than most, but in general, you're playing Shark Typhoon for the cycle option. I feel like I need to splash Godzilla and Death in Texas. God bless. More power to you. I guess I keep this and hope to draw land. We played a Godzilla shell that seems semi-competitive. Yeah, we played Teamer Godzilla yesterday morning. It was one of the decks of the day. I make a lot of content, always, but especially around set release time. And if you want to see some of my favorite decks from every single day, check out my my favorites page there on my website. It gets updated every evening after I sign off shortly. What if we got rid of this one? What if we said, bye, friend? The turn 3 Godzilla deck was a different deck. So that was the Red-Green Luca deck. Red-Green Luca and Teamer Godzilla were the 2 decks I tagged yesterday. The Teamer Godzilla deck was a Mutate deck. Are we going to die to this Witch's Oven? I probably should have boarded in a Revoke Existence, huh? It's probably something that should have happened. So we're going to take 2 here, down to 13. We're going to take 4 more when we Clarion. And then we're going to take 2 more from this. We're going to 7 here. Feeling kind of dead. Without an answer to this oven, it feels like they're just going to burn us out here. Hey, Bushi, thanks for the 5 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. That's actually a good point. Narset would actually be a good draw here because her incidental heal tool is something we're interested in. No joke. Incidental heal too, low-key great. Yikes! Yikes! Wow, we're dead. Holy crap. Their list seems like gasoline. Luris seems like it might... Luris seems like it might be what that archetype was missing to keep up with these sweeper effects, huh? That was really impressive. Interested to see if that's something it could do consistently or not. Yeah, we played against the opponent's archetype a few times. It plays the 1-drop that, like, searches up extra copies of itself, too. The sand sounds excellent. Keep this one. I think I'd rather have Teferi than Shark Typhoon here. Kind of close. Bottom of 5th land here for now. Joke's on you, opponent. I didn't like those spells anyways. I mean, they get 1 Luris, but they always get it, right? Yeah, the reanimates are basically extra copies of Luris, yeah. I think that's an appropriate way to think about it. We'd kind of like to just, like, draw lands for the next 2 turns, huh? Although now we'd like to draw a Sweeper. Yeah, the add-on seems to be having issues with appropriately. God bless America. This card's so tilting, chat. Just so unreasonably tilting. Whale poop. Whale poop. I get to, like, do this and this, but, like, they just get to, like, go land, Luris, replay Priest next turn. That's a reasonable observation. Cry could be okay here. Yeah, I actually based this build, I mentioned this earlier, off of what Day9/Sean had started with. I don't know. The archetype doesn't seem very good in general. Narset doesn't seem like a constructed playable card, in my opinion. Seems really pretty weak in terms of power level. As far as, like, 4-mana Planeswalkers go, I think she's outclassed by a lot of the Planeswalkers. And they just get to, like, recast their stuff next turn. They get to sack this. Yeah, that was really impressive. If we'd have had the Sweeper there, we might have been okay. But without it, we were just dead. Let's try one more, but I think I'm about ready to write this one off. Narset does not seem like it's worth its slot. I don't know. If you read Twitter, it sounds like anybody who's playing a companion cannot possibly be the hero. People are real upset that those cards exist. A lot of old people yelling at skies about the companions. It's just so weird that Narset... Has there ever been a Planeswalker so god-awful against other control decks? Like, she might quite possibly be one of the worst blue Planeswalkers ever printed against other... Oh! We take those here. Yep, deal. Maybe they know something I don't. Maybe they know something I don't. Maybe they're, like, playing Hero the Precinct 1 and they didn't want this to kill their hero. I could see that, right? That could be a thing.
Let's try this.
On paper, Magic, companions are a mess. Okay, here's a question for you because you want to posit that. Can you explain to me how companions are more of a mess in paper than the 4-card limit is in paper? Can you explain to me why you trust your opponent to not play 5 of their best cards, but you don't trust them to, like, play their companions appropriately? What's the difference there? Her ult is good. I don't know if her ult is actually that good, right? Like, I have to cast a bunch of spells for it to be good? Yeah, if they cast a card that doesn't meet the restriction, they get a game loss. Is exactly correct. I wonder if I'm supposed to just, like, play a naked Conqueror's Death here. Just try and get the Dream Trawler back. People are just predicting there'll be a mess in paper because people hate change. The downside in paper is they have to design a new red sheet. Yeah, I'll buy that for $1. Ooh, that's another good comparison. Comparing it to Morph. I think comparing it to Morph is also very apt. I think these cards are a mess in paper is overstated. I actually think Mutate is more of a mess for paper than Companion could ever be. Like, I think Mutate adds a layer of what on God's green earth does this card do? That I think that's an appropriate possible complaint for paper.
Here we go.
All right. Hit the deck. There's a Shark Typhoon. Oh, no. Oh, no. Why do you hate fun, opponent? What did fun ever do to you? Riddle me. Hide your memes, chat. They're coming for our memes.
Trust me, I have a plan. No, I am not making this up as I go.
Well, we drew a bunch of dead cards game 1 and we appear to be losing. Oh no. They say he's got to go. Go, Godzilla. It is inevitable. Crunch. Hey, at least I have a Narset, chat. At least I'm gonna plus my powerful Planeswalker, and I'm gonna check notes. I'm gonna gain 2 life on my powerful. Oh no! Oh no! I'm gonna concede. I plussed her instead of minusing because they have an Othakai in their hand, which would kill her. And I didn't really want my Planeswalker to just be draw a card, play their Othakaya. Seemed like a bad exchange. They probably have Dream Trawler in their deck, right? I should leave some Shatters in. I look at cards like Narset, and it's almost hard to believe that the same group of people designed Narset that designed Oko, right? Like both of those cards came out of the same development team, right? I guess that's not strictly true, huh? Slightly different people. Slightly different people maybe did those. Narset isn't green. You're not wrong. They took Narset again. All right, you know what? Beggars shan't be choosers. Shit. We take those here. Deal. Oh no! Please don't take my other Narset. How will I ever wait? Look, we found a use for her. Oh, they're the 4-color deck. So they're probably playing Nicol Bolas. I'm going to cycle this before we play the landing, so if you draw another Godzilla, I want to shock. This Narset seems like it came out in an intro deck. Yeah, I think that's an appropriate power level comparison, honestly. For -2 could target players. Yeah, it should be a sick combo card. You could, like, dome people. Alright, let's find out if they got a sweeper, huh? If they do have a sweeper, will Conqueror's Death their Teferi, which sounds great. Nice of them to let us draw a card, so we then draw an extra card. I appreciate you, opponent. You bet she's powerful in Modern. Why? What about her setup makes her look good in Modern? Yup. Alright. Crunch. I think I want to hold this to cycle. We have 7 lands at this point. Play my Planeswalker and bolt your stuff. You know, to bolt their thing, you have to discard a card, right? She has a down tick, and it's like real awkward. Her down tick is real awkward. She adds mana. Yes, she's a 4-mana ramp spell. Alright! She's gonna kill. Narset's like, listen, put me in, coach. Put me in. Put me in, coach. Are you up for the task, Narset? We're gonna shoot the crap out of this here Nicol Bolas. Hiya!
Even masters make mistakes.
All your fears are given form.
All right. Oh, I don't even have any 8-mana cards left to draw to, right?
Prowess of my ancestors.
Yeah, her ultimate doesn't win the game either most of the time. Her ultimate doesn't do anything if you don't have gas left over.
I am not going to this. Don't worry, I got this.
Strike with the cunning mind of the dragon.
I think I declined to discard so I can Conquer's Death exile this next turn. Like, the only thing I have in exile is Conquer's Death of my own. So, like, if they do that... Yeah, so, like, they Conquer's Death my thing, but then I Conquer's Death the Wait, did they just... Oh! Get Teferi. Nice. This card is such a stain, chat. What a rancid, just absolute... Oh, and they had the Oath of Kaya. Oh, opponent. Listen, we've all been there. I killed my own Narset earlier today. Listen, as someone who killed their own Narset on stream today, I feel for you, opponent. I really do. I feel for you. If there is anybody capable of understanding your pain, it is I. They had no other reanimation target. Yeah, I wanted them to pick between bouncing my Godzilla or putting a token into play. Feels dead, man. Kaya feels like a reasonable card. Why does Kaya feel like a reasonable card? Can you articulate? What is she? What is she's doing that seems reasonable? She's like okay against Cat Oven. She's pretty bad against the Fires decks though, right? Doesn't really have text there. So what's the line? We're hoping to draw another copy of Godzilla here. Will Teferi bounce this token, draw Godzilla, kill their Liliana? Yeah, the Godzilla box, no number here means we've only cycled it once. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and shelve this one for now. So I feel like I'd like to explore Impending Doom some more inside of a Jeskai control shell. However, I feel like the build around submission for this deck was mostly a failure. I don't think this card's constructed playable. And It just doesn't do enough. The fact that you have to like discard a spell to kill something is a big cost. The fact that having her impact a board means she ticks down to 2. The fact that her plus isn't really worth much, like, you're not ramping. Like, I guess you could technically ramp into Shark Typhoon ahead of curve, but, like, that's also, like, not super meaningful. I feel like, as far as all the Planeswalkers in the latest set goes, she's probably the closest thing to a miss out of all of them. Alright. Still got 2,300 people in here. I'm gonna do one more standard deck before we jump to historic, because I'm betting that when we jump to historic, the viewer count's gonna drop off a bit. Let's grab the Sultai Flash deck. Do I have that in my editor yet? I don't. I'm gonna get Sultai Flash imported here. I'm gonna hit a quick ad roll when I do that. When we get back, we're gonna jam some games with that, and then after that, we're gonna play some, play some historic to wrap things down for the night. Be back in just a few with some more standard. Thanks for hanging out today, folks. Don't go anywhere.